VI starting room setting. To continue with explaining VI starting room, in this video we're going to explain Setting tab. You can adjust some of the test settings. In this tab, in Time section, first the injection time before fold in pre-fold time is entered. In Maximum fold time, the maximum fold injection time is specified in the form of absolute or relative, which itself includes 3 sections. Note that if the time is specified in maximum fold time is shorter than time of the pickup time of the shot point, result of the evaluation will be wrong. If you are using maximum fold time absolute field, you need to enter a time in terms of seconds for the maximum fold signal injection time. But to increase the speed of the test, you can use maximum fold time relative. By checking this option, 3 other options appear. By entering a number in add percentage of tnom, the fold signal injection time in each point equals the test point nominal time plus a percentage of the nominal time entered in this field. This means that if the test point nominal time is 10 seconds and 5% is entered in this field, the maximum fold injection time 105% of the test nominal time, which is 10.5 seconds. But in add absolute field, the fold injection time is entered as the sum of the test point trip nominal time plus the time entered in this field. For points which are in no tripped area, it is possible to enter a separate time in no trip time field. If you enter the time in these 3 fields, the software will consider the longest time. Post-fold time is entered in post-fold time. Delay after trigger is used for specifying the trigger time of the intended key, and by right-clicking on the related field and selecting Go to Linked Value, you can see that it is linked to CB trip time, and if necessary, by selecting Remove Link, you can enter the desired value instead. In Load Current section, it is possible to adjust the setting related to pre-fold phase and current. By selecting Based on Current radio button in Amplitude section, the pre-fold current is entered in ampere, which is the same for all other test points. But by selecting Based on iFold, the pre-fold current is entered in fold current, which is different for every shot point. You can use Phase section for the angle between current and voltage in pre-fold. But by selecting Same as Fold Angle, the angle between current and voltage in pre-fold will be the same with fold, which is different for every shot point. In Search Settings section, the settings related to search test are specified. As mentioned before, search test gives a result when one of these conditions are met. The first condition is relative, meaning if the difference between the test point value and previous test point is less than the percentage specified in this field, this point is the response to the test. The second condition is absolute, meaning if the difference between the test point and previous point is less than the value specified in this field, this point is the response of the test. And the third condition is maximum point number, meaning the test cannot be performed more than the number of points entered in this field, and the last point is the response of the test. But if for any reasons the nominal characteristic specified for the test is not available, you can use the Ignore Nominal Characteristic section. By doing so, the software ignores the current characteristic. Then, according to the steps entered in search interval, shots are added to the search line. For example, in Search Test section, a line is drawn. Then 0.5 is entered in search interval and Apply to All is selected. You can see that points with this step are shot on the search line. By performing the test, you can see that it starts from the lowest point, and when one of the 3 mentioned conditions are met, the test gives a result. If necessary, it is possible to disable this option by selecting Disable All. In Trigger tab, you can select your intended binary to receive the pickup signal, cutting the injection of current and voltage. The explanation and setting of this section are the same as those for Trigger in Sequencer Room. In Binary Output tab, if it is necessary for the relay to see the key condition, by using the A or B group voltages or auxiliary DC, it is possible to take any needed voltage to the binary input of the relay through binary output of the device. This tab has 3 pre-fold, fold, and post-fold modes, and you can specify the settings of each one separately.